Hello and welcome to Cargo Shots from the Stat Trade Times, powered by Group Concorde. Here's our pick of the best news shots that made the headlines this week.
Let's look at the week's top stories. Freightos was listed on Nasdaq in a grand ceremony with CEO Schreiber ringing the opening bell, and the first day saw trades of over 244,000 shares. The stock listed with symbol CRGO moved between a high of $31.15 and low of $10.30 before ending day one of trading at $10.49. As many as over 244,000 shares were traded on the opening day, and Freightos saw market cap cross $497 million. Schreiber says, and I quote, "It took us over a decade of hard work to get here." To our fabulous Freightos team around the world, including WebCargo, Clearit, and 7L Freight, a heartfelt thank you. Our work is just getting started. We are not going public to exit, but to double down and accelerate our investment and growth. Our journey together continues. Unquote. Air Canada has appointed John Turner, currently Vice President in-Flight Services, as Vice President Cargo effective February 18, 2023. Turner has held a wide range of senior leadership roles at Air Canada and other Canadian airlines. These include Vice President, Maintenance and Engineering, with responsibility for all aspects of Air Canada's aircraft acquisition, fleet management, global aircraft maintenance programs, and airworthiness. Earlier this month, Jason Berry announced his departure from Canada's national carrier, citing personal reasons. Berry will rejoin Alaska Air Group as the Vice President of Operations at its subsidiary, Horizon Air. American Airlines reported a 6% decline in cargo revenue at $1.2 billion for 2022 compared to $1.3 billion in 2021. Cargo ton miles dropped over 5% to 1.9 billion from 2.1 billion in 2021, and yield per ton was down nearly 1% at 62.52 cents as against 63.11 cents in 2021. Boeing reported a 7% increase in revenue at $66.6 billion for 2022 compared to $62.3 billion in 2021 on deliveries of 480 commercial planes and 808 net orders. Boeing generated $3.5 billion of operating cash flow and $2.3 billion of free cash flow, with a backlog increasing to $404 billion, including over 4,500 commercial airplanes. WiseTech Global, the developer of logistics execution software CargoWise, has acquired Envase Technologies, a provider of transport management system software and landside logistics in North America, for $230 million. Envase is being acquired from private investment firm and supply chain investor Firmament, a small number of other sellers. Envase is expected to generate approximately $35 million revenue for 2023, with an EBITDA margin in the low to mid 20% range. Etihad Cargo, the cargo and logistic arm of Etihad Aviation Group, has created two contact center teams, one to service UAE customers and the other to service the rest of the world and global key accounts. To avoid overlap and improve response times, the units will have dedicated communication channels and email addresses. Tim Isik, Vice President Commercial Etihad Cargo, says, and I quote, 75% of Etihad Cargo's contact center transactions originate from the UAE, and establishing a dedicated UAE-focused team will enable the contact center to communicate with customers and respond to inquiries more efficiently. Unquote. Amazon India has launched Amazon Air, making it the first e-commerce company in the country to have a dedicated air cargo network. Amazon Air will utilize the complete cargo capacity of a Boeing 737-800 aircraft operated by Quickjet Cargo Airlines, a joint venture between AFL and the Ireland-based ASL Aviation Group. The Amazon-branded aircraft will transport customer shipments to cities like Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Delhi and Mumbai. Sarah Rhoads, Vice President, Amazon Global Air, says, and I quote, "We are thrilled to launch Amazon Air in India to ensure we can provide our growing customer base with great selection, low prices and faster deliveries." Unquote. And it's a wrap-up for this week's episode. You can read more on all of these stories at stattimes.com. Make sure to check back next Friday for the news that you need to know to end the week. Wishing you a great weekend ahead, and do take good care.
For the latest news on air freight, visit our website. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Give our YouTube channel a visit and subscribe to access our past webinars and virtual conferences and access exclusive one-on-one interviews with global logistics leaders. Thank you for tuning in to Cargo Shots by the Strat Times, powered by Group Concorde. See you next week with a fresh roundup of cargo newsmakers.